Hi everyone, welcome back again to True Mamre. I hope you are all well by the grace of God. If this is your first time, my name is Mamre, a Ghanaian living in Ghana and the UK. Thank you for clicking on this video. My new subscribers, you are very welcome. And my returning subscribers, thank you for your support. I cannot do this without you. I truly appreciate you. While I'm here, sometimes it's not easy to visit you, and I hope you understand it. Thank you so much. So this video is about our president, Ghana President Nana AKUFO ADDO. He was at the Brics, and he gave a quick statement, and that statement keep going on in my mind, so I have to bring it to the table. Let's listen to it and discuss it. So I will not waste your time. Please, let's watch this video for now. Thank you so much.
I'm grateful for the opportunity to address the 15th Brics Summit, in which everyone present here is in agreement about the intensity and scale of the challenges facing our world and the urgent need to address them. It is appropriate that the theme of this 15th Summit has Africa as its focus. And I thank President Matamela Cyril Ramaphosa and the South African government and people for the invitation and for the warm hospitality the Ghanaian delegation has enjoyed here in South Africa. For an organization that represents some 30% of global GDP and some 42% of the world's population, the importance of BRICS, comprising Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, to the economic growth and the promotion of progress and prosperity around the world cannot be stressed enough.
So in this video, he talked about how difficult things are nowadays, how we are facing the dangerous time in our time. And I was thinking, are you going to join the Brics? Is Ghana going to join the Brics? I haven't heard anything. So I don't know about you. Leave a comment. Have you heard anything if Ghana is going to join the Brics? Also, I was thinking about, he also talked about, let me leave that part.
And I must applaud successive leaders of the BRICS countries for sustaining the relevance of this body. Excellencies, never has there been a time in recent history where malevolent forces have combined in such a manner to bring hardships to the world, especially to those of us in Africa. We are indeed operating in the most difficult of times. The interlocking challenges and the convergence of crises we are faced with pose existential threats that require immediate solidarity and collective action. It is obvious that the world has virtually run out of time to work together in the spirit of multilateralism. If we do not renew our commitments to build, keep, and consolidate peace and democracy all over the world, we would have to brace ourselves to live in a new and more dangerous world today and in the future. The issues of peace, progress, and prosperity in BRICS countries in Africa are deeply intertwined, which presuppose that ensuring the development of Africa should be in our common interest, which will help right the historic injustice of Africa, the richest continent in the world, being as a result of systemic exploitation, the continent with the highest number of the poorest people. Africa, I need reminding you, has 1.3 billion inhabitants, nearly 18% of the world's population, and in 2050 will be 2.5 billion, meaning that 1 out of every 4 persons in the world will be African.
Hearing this over and over, that in the next generation, Africa will be the place to live. But yet our youth are running away. Like I went to a hospital the other day with my mom, and almost half of the doctors and the nurses were asking me, how can I go to UK and work? They said, I asked them, they were telling me it's the pay. I can understand perfectly because everything is expensive. I know even UK is expensive. But why can't the Africa um, government make things easy for the youth to stay if few years to come Africa is going to be the thing. Africa is going to be the place to live. It is true, but if things continue the way it is, a lot of people will run away. It will never be. The West will be old and be dying, and Africa people will join in and help. I think it's enough that we hear these words over and over, and there's nothing going on to help our youth to stay so they will develop their country. Let's listen to the rest of the speech.
Now more than ever, strong partnership between the Brics nations and Africa, reinforced political dialogue, and expanded cooperation in the fields of economic growth and international security are required. We have to work together to achieve our goals, including a fair, equitable process of energy transition, which recognizes that the entire African continent is responsible for less than 4% of global emissions, and which safeguards the prospects of Africa's development. Excellencies, I urge this meeting to address one issue of importance for us in Africa, and I believe for the world generally. That is the urgent necessity for the reform of the United Nations, especially the composition and structure of its Security Council. The contemporary world has moved on significantly from the post-1945 world, which gave rise to the birth of the United Nations and the makeup of the Security Council. The world of 2023 is not the world of 1945. The crisis of the global financial institutions and of global governance under the United Nations system, which were created from the rubble of the Second World War, is a deep crisis. It will continue until a fair system is put in place, a system that reflects the new balances, no longer based on who won or lost the Second World War.
Okay, you also speak about the UN. I've heard that over and over again about our leaders, the AU, the ECOWAS, the African Union, they all are on it, that UN is not doing them a favor. But when they call, who goes? They are the same people who jump on the plane, even though our children are sitting under the tree studying. Yes, I've seen a lot. I've been here almost 3 months now. Even my recent video about the farm, I didn't show everything. A lot of kids under the trees studying these days, 2023. They complaining about the way UN treats them, and we are not in the 1948 or 1940 something anymore. But then yet when they call, they will go in bunches. And they say sometimes they treat them like school kids. They put them on the buses. And they are not happy about it. But as soon as they are called, they go. They said they will elect few people that will be going to the UN. But then they will all jump with their delegates, with a lot of people following them, charter a plane that can build schools and hospitals for the Africa kids. And that's the part I don't understand. I'm sorry, that's why I want to react on this video. Is Ghana joining the Brics or not? And even, yes, thankfully somebody left a comment just as I was about to record this video about how he or she thinks that Brics will tend to be like UN, and 10 years to come or few years to come, America will infiltrate into it. I wasn't surprised about the comment because, well, they are in the EU as well. According to them, it's EU. I said EU, sorry. They are in the AU as well. According to some of the presidents, it is the West that pay their salaries, that pay when they want to go for AU meeting and ECOWAS meeting and the African Union. And I was like, say what? Their budgets are paid by the West. Okay, then shut up then. Don't talk about them the way you talk about them. If they pay for everything, those things that they mention. It's not me saying that. The Kenya president mentioned it. Ibrahimo mentioned it. A lot of the presidents, I can't name their names, is not on top of my head. They sponsor them. So why do you complain about them? When they feed you, they can control you. So yes, Nana has given a good speech, but there are some loopholes in it. I don't know about you. I'll leave it to you to listen to it. Mine is to make Africa great. I just want our people to stop talking and then do the work that will help. It's just sad when you see people that want to leave the continent and then go elsewhere. Yet we hear all the time that Africa is the future. So if our youth are leaving, it's the future because of our youth. It's the future because of our resources. Why our youth are going, our resources are also going different directions. We are following the resources to go and enslave ourselves, whereby we can use the resources here and develop our countries. Our resources are going and we are following to go and beg for it again. And when we are begging, as Paddy will say, they do not even allow us to go. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this video and listening. Please leave a comment because it helps a lot. My opinion will be different. You might teach me something at the comment section. I'm open to learn. God bless you as always. I don't want this video to be long. Thank you, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.
But on the major contemporary and future balances. I believe strongly that despite its numerous challenges, Africa is on the cusp of building a great new civilization, which will unleash the considerable energies and huge potential of the African peoples, so that we will make our own unique contribution to the growth of world civilization. Together, working with the rest of us on the continent and with our increasingly educated, skilled, dynamic and growing youthful population, operating under the aegis of the African Continental Free Trade Area, whose Secretariat Ghana has the honor to host. I'm confident a strong partnership with the Brics nations can help construct a